Hello Virgo, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie. Blazer the Morkie is with other family members right now, so for this round of videos he will not be around, but back next time. Today I'm coming to you with your January monthly reading. We're going to start it off with a card for your overall energy and then look at the yummy Celtic cross spread that I love to do for the monthlies. We'll close it off with an oracle card for the Virgo collective. Do keep in mind these are general readings, so take only what resonates and leave the rest. You can check out your sun, moon, rising, and north node readings as well for additional context and texture. And I've got all new links for 2025 in the description below. New links for readings if you would like to have a personal reading and really get some good answers for yourself. Specifically, I've got links that are affiliate links. I've got connecting on social media, donations, all the good stuff. Please like, share, subscribe, and all of those things if you enjoy this content. And we're going to get into your reading, Virgo. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, I know what I forgot. Happy Capricorn season to everyone. We've got the Cappy Cap, the Happy Cappy Cap on. So wishing all of the Capricorns happy season, happy birthday. So that's what I almost forgot. All right, now on to Virgo. Let's get going on to your sign here. Virgo, you got the overall energy of first light, beginning a new cycle. Nice, Virgo. I love this. The beginning of the year, beginning a new cycle. It seems like in true Virgo perfectionism form, you're very aligned with the energies. Let's take a quick look and then we'll do our clarifiers. You're starting off with the energy of the Chariot in your current energies, and this is crossed with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, some of you may be wrestling with time a little bit. You may be finding out that timing kind of eludes you in some situations. You may be trying to move forward, but finding that the flow, yep, there it is. I'm getting the irritation in the throat, meaning that some of you are kind of irritated that the flow is taking so long, or what you want to get moving hasn't happened yet. I would honestly, here in January, I feel like mid-January is going to ease up a little bit for you, so I would give it a few weeks, Virgo, here. But yeah, you're really wrestling with these energies, maybe wrestling with patience a little bit. In your needed focus area, you have the Page of Pentacles. There's the patience. There's the learning part. Really good time for you, actually, to kind of ground into your earthy energies and learn something. Maybe some of you are reading a book. Maybe you're researching something. Maybe you're in the process of goal setting and trying to align the necessary actions that go along with your goals. In the past, you're showing me a Ten of Wands energy, so some sort of burden you're leaving behind in the closing of this cycle. And it feels very like you have illuminated yourself to the point where you have learned whatever lesson was needed from that burden, and you're no longer going to be carrying that with you moving forward. I really like that. We don't always get the confirmation that a lesson has been learned, so that's really nice to see that for you. In the future position, you have the Nine of Pentacles. That is a card of being able to look back over what you've done, and I think this card has to do with the new cycle that you're creating. And we've got Falcon energy there, really pristine outlook and eye for what you're going for here. I'm feeling really good about that future energy, to be honest. I think you may feel like, well, when's it going to get here? You know, and I'm not saying that all your wildest dreams will come true in mid-January. I just think that's when the energy is going to be flowing. And then as you move into your future, the potential energies here are showing that you have actually accomplished something with what you set out to do. In your place of empowered embodiment, you get the King of Wands. So bringing in a bit of fire energy and mastery. This could have to do with transformation. This could have to do with coming out from behind the curtain. This particular King of Wands, he's standing behind his throne. So you can't really see the majority of his body. He's not fully showing himself. He's just kind of peeking out. So some of you maybe are planning to be seen a bit more. Now, whether that means you're getting on the dating scene or you're going to start to create content, or you're going to go on a podcast or a video cast or something like that and really get your face out there somehow. That looks to be like what is going to empower you the most and make you feel the most embodied and rewarded for your energies that you have to offer the world. Now, in your place of support and allies, you have the Five of Cups. Really interesting energy to have in support and allies. It's an emotional energy with the water here with cups, and it's an energy of the cup not being full, it being half empty instead of half full. It's that kind of perspective and that kind of outlook. There could be a situation in January where you are being called to be emotionally conscious or more careful with your emotions, perhaps related to the burden that you're leaving behind from the past. What I'm getting here is your greatest alloy, maybe it is alloy. We're getting really alchemical here, right? Your greatest ally and support, honestly, is going to be your emotional intelligence and paying attention to what your emotions are telling you this month. I think that emotional awareness is going to come to the forefront for you. And then in your position of your environment, like what's going on around you, you get the Hierophant. There is some sort of maybe authority that you're dealing with, or perhaps you in your own environment are becoming the authority on something. So the Hierophant, the high priest, gives us that feeling of authority, of spiritual awareness, acknowledgement. With this one too, I'm feeling quite a bit of wisdom. Like we really, with this cycle that you're going through, Virgo, you've really gathered some of the key pieces that you need in order to move forward. And I think that's the platform from which you're going to step out and show yourself on. I would say that it is important for you to make sure that whatever you're going to talk about, you do consider and really embody that you are an authority on that topic. I'm getting that little connection between your embodiment and the King of Wands and the Hierophant here. Now, in your hopes and fears, here it is. Here's what I was feeling with that time that I got in the beginning. We've got the Temperance card. This is Sagittarius energy, and this is an energy that requires patience. So you're hoping something's going to come through in the timing that you desire, but you also fear that it won't, right? It's that two-sided coin of hopes and fears. But if you keep your eye on your goal, keep your eye on the prize, keep your future vision close to your heart, in your mind, be journaling about it, be talking about it, be embodying it, I think that's going to help you land on the side of things coming through for you a little bit more quickly. And then in your potential outcome, you have the Queen of Pentacles. This is giving me the feeling that you're going to actually relax into the energies of being a lot more in the flow, okay? And having things kind of come in. So by the ending of this reading, it's looking like, and that doesn't mean it won't get a little messy in here when we clarify, but it's looking like you're going to get to the place of peace and sustainability with your relationship to time and how quickly things are coming through or happening and how you navigate those waves with that Queen there. Let's clarify the Chariot in your current energies here. The Four of Wands and the Hanged Man. Yeah, something is currently maybe preventing you from moving forward here, even though you have this really great drive and you have a lot of tenacity and determination behind it. But there may be something on the home front or in some of your relationships that needs a bit of attention before you move forward here. And that could be why the things that you're focused on maybe aren't coming to full fruition. Maybe you just need to change your focus with this Hanged Man. So if you've been focusing on maybe starting a YouTube channel, for example, or you're doing some entrepreneurial things, there may be some attention needed in home and family and dealing with matters like that first. And then once that gets resolved, you can move into these other energies that you desire to be in. So there's some component there that is connected to waiting, refocusing for the time being. It doesn't mean forever, but for the time being, put some attention on home and relationships, home and hearth, family, relationships, things like that. Or rather, I almost want to say in the meantime. And that may be where we call it. It's kind of like that song, but in the meantime, the Gen Xers will know what I mean. Who is that? They do like, they kind of have an outer space name, I feel like, for their band. We love the all of you, that one. In the meantime. You've got an in the meantime kind of situation here, regardless. Space Hog. I think that's what they're called, Space Hog. All right, let's look at this Wheel of Fortune before I wax too musical here. So the Wheel of Fortune, it's that time, is that, how is this wheel turning? When is this wheel turning? You know, it's challenging you right now, and you have the Ace of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So you're kind of digging in there, Virgo, with that King of Pentacles, and you're like, but I want to focus on what I want to focus on. And it's your own kind of stubbornness. I'm not going to lie. It's your own kind of stubbornness that is preventing things from flowing here. And remember I said, be focused on some things at home, the home and heart, the relationships. This Ace of Cups is beckoning you to check in with those energies. Now, for some of you, it's in your environment surrounding you, but for others of you, it's within yourself and getting real clear and clean. Maybe it's aligning the actual emotional field to your dreams. So as you're like future casting for yourself, it may be important for you to not only visualize, okay, and I do think this is important, actually. I think it's very important, not only to visualize what you want, to see it coming in, to think through it and you know, put the picture together in your mind, but actually to have some emotional connection to that and really pay attention to, how do you feel when you see yourself receiving that check, or signing that, you know, getting the keys to your new house, or signing that new job agreement, or getting the promotion, right? How do you feel? Or maybe it's getting married for some of you. I do sense some of you may be getting married. So you're engaged, recently engaged, and there's marriage, right? And there's a lot of excitement around that, but you really want to be looking ahead and involving the emotions in the future forecasting, okay? All right, let's look at this Page of Pentacles and your needed focus. So the Page of Pentacles would say, slow down, learn, absorb, witness, and it's clarified by the Page of Wands and the Nine of Cups. And so we have two pages here, the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. We have fire and earth. And, you know, for some of you, a little fire gazing probably wouldn't hurt. Light a candle, focus on the flame, do your meditation, your future forecasting with the element of fire, because it will spark your curiosity, okay? The actual physical presence with observing fire will actually increase your curiosity and ignite your imagination. And just take it slow. Don't worry about rushing through it. You've got a lot of emotional energies here with the Nine of Cups that are getting balanced and coming into position. And that's, I think, through the focus on your emotional energies and how things make you feel, right? And the feelings that are attached to what you're looking into in the future. Some of you might be a little surprised if you actually spend some time with this as to what you discover. Maybe something you thought you wanted, when you add in the emotional component, doesn't feel quite the same as what you expected. So we want to make sure you're not overly thinking everything, but you're feeling as well, bringing feeling into the balance here. And I just get the sensation that some of you are going to be a little bit surprised, and you may make some course corrections and some adjustments because of that. Now let's look at this Ten of Wands. The energy that you're leaving behind in the past. The Queen of Pentacles and the Empress. Wow, okay, so some of you are healing a past relationship here. Others of you, this could be a very maternal energy. Some of you may have lost your mother, and so there's grief involved in that, and that grief has weighed you down quite a bit, and you're going to be moving forward from that, or the person you're connected to, you start or you have received the messages that they are wanting you to move on. If you have not received those messages, consider this reading a confirmation that maternal energy, if you have lost a mother, a grandmother, someone you were really close to, the maternal line energies are coming through and encouraging you to move through the grief. And that could have to do with why some of you are burdened through moving through the next steps, is you've got grief to clear out. Now remember, it comes in layers. You can't force it. It comes in waves and layers, but let it flow. When it comes, let it flow. You're being encouraged to allow the emotions, to relax into the emotions and be with them. Now, for others of you, this is a divorce or a breakup and represents someone you were connected to before. Some of you may be suffering from a broken heart as a result of this, and this message coming up is the encouragement, especially because it's coming up in the past position. Maybe you're leaving behind heartbreak and you're getting a lot more comfortable in your own emotional energies moving forward or moving on from a relationship that came, the ending of it came down pretty hard. We did get first light, the beginning of a new cycle. That means something has ended for you here. Now, for others of you, this could be just a balance of your own, especially feminine energies from what I can see here. So if you're a woman, there may have been a health crisis or something to do. Specifically, I'm getting for some of you with the womb area, uterus, ovaries, fallopian tubes, that kind of thing. There could be a lot of healing going on in that area. Or you're coming to the end of a cycle with the healing on that. So you've done a lot of work for yourself and you're coming out of that. And then for men, it could be your relationship to the feminine energy. So when we have heartbreaks or loss in our life of the feminine energy, it can really rock our world. And depending what our position is in life and where we're at with things, if we're a man and we lose a mother or an ex, and it was, a powerful relationship or a supportive relationship, that can really do a number on us, right? So again, just being present with your emotions in your needed focus, I think that's going to help you kind of get through this last little bit that you need to release in order to move into this future Nine of Pentacles. This is where you actually do get going again and you are building up. And you do have that beautiful line of sight. Now, this is clarified by the Five of Wands and the Nine of Wands. This is very challenging for you, Virgo. And I think this, in the meantime, while you're waiting for something to come through for you, you're really, at times, I think, work against yourself to get in the energies of where you want to be. And maybe it is because that feeling, that emotional energy hasn't been inserted into it in a well-balanced way. That could be it. It causes internal conflict. You also, there's this energy for some of you where when you future cast, and by future cast, I just mean you're actually sitting down and taking some time to think and feel. Feeling is important here, into the energies of your desires, of what you want to come in for you, of where you want to be. And you start to, maybe play a little bit with the actions that'll get you there. Some of you may be struggling with, well, my future vision's too good to be true. And everything previously in my life has not worked out for me. So I'm ultra cautious that my vision could even come to be. And that's where you're getting in your own way and maybe causing a bit of conflict for yourself. Because this is coming up in the future position, I think you're getting a heads up. You're getting a heads up here. And if you really focus on blending in the emotional aspects and sorting through some of the emotions and feelings connected in the way that I've already described, you're really going to help reduce that conflict within yourself. But you have to be aware that you may have this subconscious aspect that might be sabotaging where you're trying to go and what you're trying to build. And it will show up every day. It will show up with you not taking the actions that you need to take that are going to make the difference. So if you find yourself in that situation, that's that subconscious patterning coming up, probably from a place of hurt or fear of the past, and it's time to welcome in and involve those emotions in again and just be really honest. Sometimes you might have a day where you feel crappy, and then you might have a day where you feel amazing, okay? That's life. Life is going to go up and down. And so some of you may be in that little perfect vision, but you're without the emotions also to indicate to you what's going on. It may cause conflict. Okay. Looking into your place of embodiment with the King of Wands, it's clarified by the Six of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. You're taking it slow. Your new debut, this is, you enjoy the calmness, I think, maybe leading up to it. Some of you could be moving a little slower, making sure everything's in place, being very strategic, which is fine, but that also kind of does slow things down. And that King of Wands wants to come out from behind the throne here. So there has to be this balance of, I can be present and it's okay for things to be calmer and slow, but they're not always going to be that way. Sometimes it needs to be me who takes the action, me who rocks my own boat to get going here. And since this is your place of embodiment, some of you may be thinking, oh, or feeling like I'm going to lose an aspect of myself as I start on this new venture, or I won't be able to do the things the way I want to. But I'm getting here, you're really aware that you want to preserve your own natural energies in whatever you do moving forward. But there is maybe this little bit of resolve that's happening in this reading. So in the meantime, you have a lot of work to do here for yourself, and balancing out and valuing and putting the emotions in the forefront with the mental visualizations. You've got maybe a little bit of like a little grief bubble or something that'll pop up here. That's okay. Just move through it. And you've got that subconscious pattern. Let's look at this Five of Cups. Oh, this is looking good. Because remember I said in your allies and support, this Five of Cups, it's kind of like the cup is half empty. You get the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit card. I really like this Wheel of Fortune, and my nose is starting to run now, because this is the energy. This is the energy telling me that you're going to work through this, that you're going to release this. You may need to turn inward. The Hermit is you. This is that Virgo energy that can really go in. And when you go inside yourself, you get that illumination pretty quickly, sometimes more quickly than some of the other signs. You come to things quickly, and it's because you do such a good job with analyzing and strategizing and everything. So there's a lot of information already there. But when you go internal and you really begin to connect with yourself and the emotional energies, which is what this Hermit would like you to do, which is what this Wheel of Fortune is moving you into, you start to shine the light in the shadowy corners so you can clear them out. And then your next steps become apparent to you. So this is really supportive energy. This is you showing up on your own behalf, working with yourself in a really amazing way. So it's like you're showing up to support yourself here, which I love. Sometimes there are aspects of ourselves that show up to support us. Sometimes we get busy looking externally. Who else will help me? Who will do, like, will there be a collaborator? Will there be a business partner? Somebody to come in to help? In this case, this is about you with you and showing up for yourself. Now, looking at this Hierophant in your environment, you get the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. For some of you, this is an authority figure that you're dealing with external of you. For others of you, it's becoming that authority through networking, gaining and making and forming new relationships. We're coming out of an old cycle and going into a new one. This Ace of Pentacles does tend to tell me that this has to do with your relationship to the physical world or to material finances in some way. So some of you may be setting off this year with a different relationship with money. You may be hiring an accountant or a tax person, working together with other people. Others of you, you're just attracting this in as part of what you want to build, as part of your goals. And it's honestly looking like it's already started and it's already happening for you. Even if you don't see the physical results yet, it's happening. Now, some of you, there's another population of you I'm getting that maybe are overcoming some sort of health issue. And this is putting you, and maybe some of you have had to go kind of toe to toe with doctors or hospital staff to be your own advocate and stand up for your own rights when it comes to your health care. Some of you, you know, that is definitely a pattern in the collective that's come up, and people have a lot of ways they feel about that. But for you, I think it's personal, of like standing up on your own behalf and no, this is what makes me feel good, or I want to wean off this medication and I'm going to replace it with some healthy habits, or whatever it might be. So that's for some of you. Okay, let's look at this Temperance card and your hopes and fears. You get the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Clarity. Clarity is coming. Emotional fulfillment is here. Now remember, these are things that you hope for and you fear not having. You fear not having clarity, although I would say that's really uncommon for a Virgo not to get to a place of clarity. There might be a little stress, a little extra stress than is needed in gaining the clarity, but my relationship to Virgos and understanding Virgos is they always figure it out. This is an Ace of Swords. Remember we had the Ace of Pentacles, we had the Ace of Cups. I haven't seen the Ace of Wands. That's the only one not quite showing up here, but that's okay. You got 3 aces on the table. That's your new beginning, your new cycle, right? And it is going to feel much different, and it's going to feel much better. Look here. This is a very, very happy scene. I want you to focus on this. This would represent a Virgo that has gone ahead and involved their emotions in their future forecasting, in their manifesting, and is successfully finding balance in that, and therefore the clarity comes and things will move. Let's look at this Queen of Pentacles in the potential outcome. What is she telling us here? The 7 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. For some of you, this is an acknowledgement that the journey here in the month of January for you may not be the easiest. There's going to be moments, and I feel like there are more moments than they are full days or weeks, right? There's moments of time where you may feel a little like abandoned into your own overthinking, your own, emotional imbalance perhaps, or just mentally stressed out, an overactive nervous system and things like that. But there's also this element of that, an acceptance, because we have the Queen of Pentacles here, an acceptance that these little hills and valleys are a part of the journey. They're not separate from. So some of you are getting better at navigating the ups and downs and getting into a more steady stream of energy here with these 2 cards coming in with this Queen. It's almost like you've got it figured out. There's a confidence there that you have figured out how to navigate the swells and the valleys of life with more ease. And that's what this work is all about. And that's why I do these readings, is to help people understand and gain some clarity on what might be coming up for them and how they might navigate it with more ease. Virgo, let's get you a card to close off your reading from the Magical Drum Oracle. And you got Jabemeo, Virgo. That's a hard one to say. It says the Realm of Death. This is a very transformative kind of a card of Scorpio energy for some of you who might have that in your chart. And it says embrace the power of transformation. You may have to change your approach. You're going to encounter those difficult and unavoidable situations like I saw in your reading here, but you're going to be figuring out how to navigate those with more ease. Some of you are feeling like you're stuck and not moving forward, and that is timing for some of you, but also that change in perspective and engaging your emotions, because you are starting off a brand new cycle. So there's also that unknown component, which I also get from the transformative and Scorpio energy. Of course, it's not going to look the same as the old cycle, but you're very happy to close out that old cycle and move forward in these new energies, okay? So keep that in mind. Keep working on navigating the hills and the valleys with more ease and involving your emotions as you envision what you want moving forward. Virgo, thank you so much for joining this beautiful reading today. It was my pleasure to do it, and I look forward to seeing you at the next one.